Hi there, this is Terry with Adorable Deco Decor. Hi there, this is Terry with Adorable Deco Decor, and bear with me, my generous husband got me this new Mevo camera to use for these Facebook Lives that we'll be doing more often, and there's a little bit of learning curve going on here. But anyway, since I posted the last live, there's been several questions asked about how I make my bows, and I just wanted to do a quick tutorial for you and maybe share a few of my tips along the way. And like I said, we're talking about the Pro Bow here, and this has been one of my best investments I've made so far in my business. Let me see if I can zoom this in here. Pro Bow the hand, and I've got an affiliate link for Amazon on my Facebook page that will take you right to the Amazon site. I do know that it is back in stock, so if you're interested in getting one, you may want to hurry. And like I said, it's been one of the best investments I've made since I opened my business. There are several ways to make a bow. Julie Simaco from Southern Charms Reese has a great tutorial on different ways to make bows, but for myself, I've just become a lot more time efficient using the Pro Bow. So let's get started. I'm going to try and make the angle the best I can for you. Let me zoom in here a little bit more. There you go. Hopefully that'll allow you to see what I'm doing a little bit better. And I'm just making another bow for Mardi Gras. Lantern swag. And I've got several different bows. I'll probably only use 4 of them, but I like to have a nice stiff 2.5-inch wired ribbon for my base. I plan on using this as the very last one, and then I've got this. This will probably be the next to last. This is a little less stiff, but it still has a pretty good body. 2.5-inch wired ribbon as well. Then the next ribbon would be the a little bit more sheer ribbon. I don't know if you can see that. You can see my fingers through it. I put this one more toward the top of the bow because it does not have as much stiffness or firmness as these other 2 bows, and I find that it's going to get smashed if I put it toward the bottom. Plus, it's a little bit lighter, and you'll find that if you use a little bit darker, more contrasted, you can see this ribbon has a little bit more purple in it, that the other ribbons will show up a little bit more bright in your final product. And then I will probably, I've got these 2 ribbons when I first started, but I think I'm just going to go with this lighter green because we already have too much of the purple going on, and I think this green will make the final bow pop just a little bit more off my lantern swag. So I'm going to get started here, and I've got 2 pieces of 26 gauge ribbon, and I've cut them into about 23-inch long strips. And to start with, I'm going to take a 1.5-inch ribbon. I'm going to dovetail my end. To do that, you bring the 2 wired pieces together and just cut them at an angle. And then, as you can see, we've got different lengths measured along this pro bow, and C is the center ribbon, then steps outward A, B, C, D, E, and F. I usually use row C for my lantern swags unless I'm making a really big one. And for my center piece, I'm going to go ahead and mark it over to C. I'll bring my the tip of my dovetail and even with the C on my pro bow, and I'm just going to pinch it together. Grab my piece of wire, and I usually run this around twice. Pull it real snug, and then I'll twist it. And then just actually loop this around that center post, pinch this together, and then just wrap the ribbon around. There again, I go, usually on this first one, I'll go twice. And then I'm going to take this top and run it clockwise around this center post. Then I'll take the other wire, and we've got a nail that sticks out here just below the C. I don't know if you can see that. And we're going to run that around, and then I'm just going to tuck this out of the way. Now my ribbon's not going to go anywhere. If I get interrupted, I can go and answer a phone call or whatever I need to do, but it's not going anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this again on the other side. I'm going to trim it at C. There again, I want my top, or my tip of the dovetail to end on my row C. Then I'm going to tuck these out of the way. Now I'm going to grab my second ribbon. Again, this one is just a little bit thinner. Dovetail it. Again, having the 2 wired edges together. Now, if I was just making a plain terry bow, I would again set this even with my row C, but since I'm going to make a lantern swag, and I'm really not sure how long I'm going to want it at this point, I'm going to make it fairly long. And I'd rather have it too long and have to trim it down later than wishing I had made it longer. And there again, I'm going to pinch it. Now this is where you might need to watch a little bit more closely. I'm going to grab my second piece of wire that I've already have folded in half. I'm going to tip this upwards so maybe you can see this a little bit better. Oops. I'm going to take this edge of the wire I'm going to run it down through the center of that bow, right through here, through the center of the bow. It's going to come out onto the right hand side, and then those two wires will be going vertically. Okay, now there again, I've got my ribbon that I've pinched. I'm going to set it in here right on top of the other bow that or the other ribbon that we already have, and I'm going to secure it just by twisting it once. Okay, there again, my ribbon's going to stay there. I'll put this up here out of the way, wrap it around the right hand peg. Here's another important part. I'm going to bring this right on top of it, and I'm going to twist the upside down so that the pretty side of the ribbon is showing outward away from me. I'm going to take it and wrap it around the next peg. There again, I'm keeping this tight so that this second ribbon is on top of the twist of the first ribbon. I'm going to bring it again, meeting at the same place, right on top. You can see I've got the good side pointing toward me. I'm going to twist it again. Now it's pointing directly away from me. I'm holding it with my index finger. I'm going to pull it tight and twist it once. Now it's not going anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim this pretty generously again because I don't know how long I'm going to want it. Okay, now we're ready for the next ribbon. Again, we're going to dovetail the ends. Place it down here. I'm going to pinch it in the middle. Place it right on top of the other. Twist it only once. Okay, I'm just going to repeat the process. Bring it around the next ribbon, or I'm sorry, the next peg. Again, the good side is pointed away from me. You can imagine this is the top of the bow right here. I'm going to pinch it. Turn it away from me. Secure it on the next peg. Pinch it. Again, all the while I'm keeping this right in line, right on top of the other. I'm going to twist it. So the good side's pointing away from me again. Secure it. Twist it once. And we're almost ready for our last piece of ribbon. Remember the wired sides or wired edges together. Cut it at a diagonal. And there you have your dovetail. And then we're going to pinch it. Put it on top. Secure it and twist. There again, the good side's facing away from me. Twist that around the next peg. Pinch it. Around the next peg. Pinch it. Twist the good side away from me. Secure it and twist. I usually give the last one a couple of twists. And there again, I would not be making these tails nearly as long if I weren't making a lantern swag. Now, I usually get these away, just out of the way. Now at this point, we're going to undo our wire. Bring it down. Undo the bottom wire. And then I draw it tightly. There again, trying to keep them right on top of each other as best I can, and not twisting too many times because you don't want to break your wire at this point. And then I'm going to lift it up. At this point, this is what our bow looks like. Now, if I wanted to make this a little bit more snug, I could, I'll usually take my thumb in here and pinch it down. Take some wire, or a needle nose wire cutters and, or needle nose pliers, and twist the wire a little bit more securely. Now, at this point, we'll get our fluff box. And as you can see, this has got a curved hook secured in the center, and then there's a center, or there's a little tack right on the side. Just going to bring this in here, secure it, twist it around, put that down out of the way, and then we just start fluffing the bow by bringing them opposite sides. I usually twist them as I'm pulling them apart. You can already see how beautiful this is going to be. And there again, twisting and pulling. Twisting and pulling. I didn't get the flux box for a long time. I tried to do this all on my lap, more or less, this bow fluffing. But I tell you what, it's really worth the investment. Or I think Regina has said herself, Regina Sellers, the maker of the Pro Bow, that the flux box is not patented. It'd be very easily to be made on your own. Okay, I'm just twist that until you get it the way you like it. As you can see, just a few minutes, we've made a really beautiful bow. It's ready to go on my lantern swag or whatever else that you'd like to make. So I'll be making some more of these tutorials. I'm going to try to start making them weekly. And if you have any questions, please post them on my site. Again, it's Adorable Deco Decor. And if you like this and are interested in seeing some more, please share it on your page and give me some likes. All right, thank you for your time. Bye-bye.